It's been a while since we have checked in on our good friend Armond White, the worst film critic I've ever seen in my life. I don't think that's an exaggeration. I'm talking about the same dude that was talking about J6 during his Oppenheimer review. He mentions George Floyd and Obama in his Air review, the movie about Michael Jordan's shoes. What? He likes Father Stew over Everything Everywhere All at Once. Hey man, everyone's got their own preferences. Seriously, if you have no idea who this person is, I've made a video about him before. I'll give you a very quick summary on who this man is. He's essentially just some conservative film critic that only talks about politics in his reviews about movies. Pretty much if you inverse any opinion he has, it's probably the better opinion. I want to be somewhat fair to this man because I don't want to make it seem like I just disagree with his politics. I actually do believe at one point in his life he really did love film. Then I think he realized he got a lot more noise when he brought politics into his reviews. Like, I get it, there's not a lot of conservatives in the film space and there's an obvious reason for that.
You know who I have today? I have Armond White.
And there's a lot of money in being a conservative nowadays. Because it's so rare to be a conservative film critic, I'm sure the National Review threw him a bag. Roger Ebert once defended him, then had to take it away and realized he was such a troll. It really just bothers me that somebody gets paid to talk in this space and they don't mean a thing they are saying. They are putting down great films and great filmmakers for money. I want to go over 3 reviews of films that have come out recently. I think everybody will get a kick out of this. These are honestly one of my favorite things to do is to read what this guy writes. Furiosa, exhaust, feminism, and comic book culture. Well, at first glance, I'm assuming he's just talking about feminism because it's a woman in a leading role. This would not be the first time. I have read a lot of Armond White reviews, okay? A lot. Let's see what else he has to say about this movie. Furiosa fashions Miller's formula to meet the market for both the Me Too era and overlong streaming content. Parentheses, it's told in 6 episodes. What connects this movie to Me Too besides there being a woman? I am so serious. Most of us have seen Furiosa by now. Do you see anything about women not being believed? What are you talking about? It doesn't matter what movie it is. This is something he loves to do, where he just adds some random political topic into a film. He does it a lot with January 6th. Recently, he's been doing it a lot with Israel. I'll show you that in a little bit. Also, overlong streaming content. Furiosa is like 2.5 hours. He also puts in parentheses that it's 6 chapters, like that's a lot. Look man, I've dug into your past. You love Lawrence of Arabia. I mean, most people do. It's 3.5 hours, dude. Whole hour longer. You've also liked movies with chapters before that are longer than this movie. You like The House That Jack Built by Lars von Trier. I implore you all to look at his website and just look at all these reviews. They're all awful. Let's go to the next one. I Saw the TV Glow holds TV culture accountable. When I first read this headline, I was like, maybe it's not a negative review. Maybe he has some nice things to say about one of my favorite films of the year. First off, obviously you can expect this. He misgenders Jane a lot in this, like a lot. Schonenbrunn doesn't bring the cultural enlightenment necessary to awaken viewers to big tech censorship and indoctrination as if this is remotely the point of this movie at all. Do you think Jane was ever thinking about big tech censorship while making I Saw the TV Glow? This is how he ends this review, by the way. Absolutely hilarious if you have seen I Saw the TV Glow. If you can't understand what's behind university students' support of Hamas and terrorism and their opposition to Jewish-Israeli self-defense, you're probably ignorant that this moral idiocy has resulted from corporate media indoctrination and Marxist academic indoctrination. Unpleasant as I Saw the TV Glow is, this could be the ultimate die movie. Diversity, inclusion, equity. What a loser, man. What is he talking about? Why is he mentioning Israel and Gaza about I Saw the TV Glow? This is why I don't believe a single thing he is saying. Could you imagine if you saw I Saw the TV Glow with your parents and you just turned to them and said that to them? Like those were your thoughts about the movie? Let's read his Dune 2 review. Dune 2's worst aspect, after its visual monotony, is its muddled relevancy. It evokes our Iraq war hangover and unfortunately, post-October 7th Gaza-Israel dread. What are you talking about? Also, I thought this was funny. Nothing in Villeneuve's Dune series is as good as Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. This dude just absolutely loves Zack Snyder. So if you like Zack Snyder, you're just kind of on the wrong side of history. Look man, I can tell you right now, when Denis made Dune, he was not thinking about Gaza. I also want to give a light to the people in his comments, because these people are real people. They're very impressionable people. Listen to what Ride a Space Cowboy says. The problem with Dune wasn't the directing, it's the source material. Herbert's epic is for leftists who worship nature instead of the god who made it. If this is how you view movies, you shouldn't be watching movies. The reason why I find Armond White so repulsive is because regardless of your political affiliation, you should not want someone in the space that uses the great medium of cinema as a political battleground. The actual movie lovers, we don't use it non-stop as a way to battle with the other side of the political spectrum. We believe the medium has more to say. Of course, it's inherently political a lot of the time, but film is about raising questions and showing you perspectives, storytelling. So you know what? A film critic getting paid to shove down his political beliefs is, in my eyes, legitimately evil. Not just because I disagree with him. I do believe that. I believe he is an evil man. He is the definition of a grifter. In my other video, I have demonstrated that he does not believe what he is saying because he couldn't believe what he is saying. Again, he thought The Social Network was worshipping Mark Zuckerberg, the man that famously hated the movie. But when you have someone like Ride a Space Cowboy in your audience whose first complaint about Dune is how the source material is for godless leftists, you are to blame. You have cultivated an audience. You have taught an audience to view films under this light, and that is destroying the medium of film that I love so much. One of my favorite articles that he does every year is a better than list. It's essentially where he just makes a headline where he's like, this movie's actually better than this movie. Again, this is where he said Fathers 2 was better than Everything Everywhere. He's been doing this for like 10 years. All of them are really funny. I just checked out his one from last year and man, it's so good. My favorite one by far. You remember that Eli Roth Thanksgiving horror movie? He believes it was better than Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, and Barbie. Now, I don't know why he's comparing these movies, but I just know he really likes this movie for some reason. Guess why he loves this movie? I'm not even kidding. Let's look at the first sentence that he says, word for word. Eli Roth has made the first movie to evoke January 6th. Not shying away from how national chaos was distorted and misunderstood by mainstream corporate media. I do these videos for fun. I really do like reading Armond White reviews. I really hope he doesn't have a job. I understand that these people are always going to be paid by conservative outlets and we just don't pay attention to them, and it's okay. But it just doesn't sit well with me. He's blocked me on Twitter. I've annoyed him enough. He's a great man. He's an awful man. He's an awful man. I'll see y'all later.